Welcome to Gusto Afrobeats Roundup today, guys. It is a loaded package. Big Lala is right here with me. And we've got quite a few topics, quite a few buzzwords to settle. Lala, how has the past couple of days been for you? Let's start off with you.
Couple of days. Why do you want to know about my last couple of days?
I mean, the fans deserve to know. Maybe.
It's been there. There's been not much going on. Doing our bits.
Mm. Shout out to Shaylee Nuruddin, who has been asking Big Lala to join 30BG. Big Lala, if you're offered 10 billion naira today to join 30BG, will you be taking the offer or
Why
not?
not? Why not? When I'm not mad, I will collect the money. Any fan base that want me to join, I'll collect the money. Join.
Right. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show once again. I mean, it's been quite a lot in the Afrobeat space. There's been loads of weddings here. There's been concerts here. There's been Gbazgbos online, and Burna Boy is actually the one leading that Gbazgbos
As
mission right
always.
now,
As always.
tackling Gusto TV. That's us tackling other blogs as well, and even going as far as calling some set of people bingos and referring to their DPs as well. No sign of weakness is almost here. Tatata is going to drop very soon. We've got um Empty Chairs is also going to come as part of the album, but Burna Boy is on the para mode at the moment. Big Lala, what exactly is Burna up to?
Well, he's acting like he's jobless and he's going around to also all Nigerian blogs, dropping comments here and
Yeah.
there, being a Twitter warrior. I mean, being a keyboard warrior. We
Mhm.
know he's not a keyboard warrior, but in this instance, he's been a keyboard warrior. I think perhaps it's an attempt to get some traction on the album. It's silly
Mm.
because he doesn't need it anyway. I don't think he finds fun poking, Nigerian fans, yeah, poking them the wrong way. I think he finds fun doing that.
Doing it, yeah?
He enjoys himself when he does that, and I don't know what it is that makes him think that, yes. I mean, of course, he's now if you call him a global star, you won't be mistaken. He doesn't really need Nigerian fans. His music doesn't really push in Nigeria. He's also seen the results. And it's not anybody's fault other than himself. He's always spoken for Nigerians. So what he sees is what he gets. If he doesn't need us, fine. We'll push the artists that need us. Nigerian artists that need Nigerian fans they will get the love and support. But Burna Boy, I don't think he's gonna get that.
Anyways, Burna Boy is talking and is talking tough. Now, the album is set to drop very soon, Big Lala.
Yeah.
And this seemed to be like the perfect time for Burna to go on this, trying to say, oh, don't post me. He told us at Gusto TV in our comments. He said, don't post me. Don't post me. The album is not for you and all of that. I was like, Burna Boy, calm down, calm down. Just
We will
calm
post you.
down. Just calm down. We're going to post you today,
It's all love.
tomorrow, for all the times that there's something about you, we are going to post Burna Boy. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's our job to post and report and react and do everything. But why is he doing this close to the album release date? Is it intentional?
I think it's intentional. He knows that he has when you say somebody has the matches,
Yeah.
and then he knows that the Nigerian audience there's a what's it called, gunpowder all over them. He knows it's easy
So he
to
just
just like
throws it and boom.
he knows it's
You're
easy to
moving.
rile people up. That's what he does best. That's why he doesn't see us as serious people. I don't say it doesn't hurt us because there's an abundance of talent from Nigeria anyway. So if
Mm.
one person is going to be like that, that's fine. There's other alternatives that people will jump, right? He does it regularly. He said it at the interviews. Everybody knows when I go on social media, blah 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 blah. He even jam talk, and you see the backtrack. He jam talk over the weekend. Oh, my album is for the fans
It's
that
for
buy my
ticket
tickets,
buyers
blah
and
blah blah.
everything. I mean, it's just been going on some sort of, I don't know what Bona is all about. I don't know what he's up to, but those things have been quite, they've been unprovoked. You understand? Like there was nothing anybody said that warranted the whole,
Hmm.
NSW TV My album is for ticket buyers only. I'm going to do something for my fans in Nigeria. It's not for you and everything. Now, look at what he said to a Davido fan, because this is not allegedly now,
Mm.
to Davido fan, because the DP is right there. Now, this guy, official CBD, said, it changes nothing. Now, this message from that fan, a Davido fan, to but I don't know why a Davido fan is even mentioning Burna Boy. But
The kind of wahala.
Burna Boy picked out that comment from a
Mm.
rival fan. That guy said, it changes nothing. That's responding to his message about the tour, concerts, ticket buyers, and everything. That guy said, it changes nothing. The message is not for her. Then who is it for? Damage control or she. Now, Burna Boy, picking up that comment, replied and said, the message is actually for you and every other low IQ bingos with similar DP. Now,
Mm.
this person DP, interestingly, is the 5 album by Davido. That's CBD, official CBD. The DP on IG is Davido's 5 album. So
Mm.
Burna Boy looked at the DP and said, low IQ bingos with similar DPs. So it was very direct,
Mm-hmm.
very clear, and it was not, I'm not missing words at all. He said,
Yeah.
I don't put swear inside my album. Any of una, any of your type,
Mm.
we try here go receive permanent
Mm. My
Oh
God.
my god. Now, one
Mm.
thing I know I like about Burna Boy is when he wants to go full blown military on people,
Yeah.
it does not, he has no censor
Mm.
for what he types. He has no censor for what he says. He goes full in. He doesn't hide anything. And that's why he said one time, he said, you know what? The only time I ever lied was in the courtroom or something.
Mm.
If you don't like me, trust me, I 10 times do not like you as well. So if you think you don't like me one time, or if you don't like me, then calculate that 10 times 10. That's how much I don't like you as well.
Mm.
So it
Mm.
is fire for fire. Burna Boy does not miss words. He goes straight to his target and he says what he has to say and he moves on with it. But it's just for me, it's just a bit unfortunate, and it's quite ill time that it's coming at this time.
You think it's all
People are
planned?
saying,
It's part of the grand plan.
exactly, but people are saying Burna Boy is trying to use Davido for PR. What do you think?
I don't want to go as far as that because you know how these people think now. You know when till today it still stings Morayo and Wizkid of how he
Definitely.
went about it. People are saying, "Oh, that was the whole strategy," and it sticks.
It
And the
sticks.
fact that Wizkid didn't eventually go
I
on,
mean, you can't beat it off, to be honest, because that was the time
yeah,
Whiskey also went on that,
mm-hmm,
rant at the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then here we are with Burna Boy. We've been shouting "No Sign of Weakness" since last year, and all of a sudden the album is about to be released. Dropped singles upon singles, which have not impressed in Nigeria at all.
Mhm. Yeah.
Fine, you don't care about Nigeria, but even though those singles have not impressed outside, they're not your standard. The standard you claim to be right now, those singles have not been your standard. Even your latest song, I don't want to bash it. It's a good, nice reggae song, but it sounded like I was listening to Brother Shaggy
Oh, the
with his
sweet
Fuji,
love. Yeah.
with his Fuji accent. I want to give you love. That's what I was
Oh, to
hearing.
give you love.
But I don't know. It's just people are not. When you see people, I don't want to make comparisons, but people who have plans of how they should push their album, how they're going to go about their rollout, you would see them and you would hail them. Right? Burna Boy, as from the get go, has not seen. He hasn't looked like he had the plan for this album. There's been a bit of stop start, stop start. Remember when he dropped the first single that didn't bang, bundle by bundle. They've dropped updates. They've dropped Sweet
Sweet
Love.
love. And
Yeah,
now, ta ta
they
ta.
jumped on
Ta 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 is coming very
Laho
soon.
remix, and now Ta Ta Ta. And the
Lola, can you still hear me?
fact that it's international, the
Yeah.
craft of yeah, millions of Nigerians love, right? And then you now go and do something similar and start singing Ta 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 Ta. Who's going to help you jam it? I'm embarrassed that I like updates, but it's just because sometimes you like some songs you can't help it.
Right. Lala, I'm missing some audio from you. Just in case.
I was saying Burna Boy needs to rethink strategy
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. I can hear you clearly now. Oh, you think he
Yeah,
needs to rethink this, his strategy?
yeah,
Right.
definitely.
But yeah,
Definitely need
start
to.
quickly.
Right.
Let me just miss my other bits here.
No worries.
I was saying Burna Boy needs to be
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he
needs
needs
to
to rethink
rethink
strategies. Those
things,
things, those
those things that he does.
Yeah.
We need to stop it. They don't work well for him, especially in Nigeria. I know he doesn't care, right? But
Mm,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It needs to be changed strategy. Even if you want to drop your album and have plans, have your
yeah.
plans, have it separate from people you don't like. Pay a blind mind to them. You don't like them, they don't like you. Leave it. Do your thing. Focus on your market.
Someone said Burna Boy was expecting a reply from, when you attack one member, or maybe a Teddy B or a Whiskey SC or something like that now, you know, you expect the army to come at you, and so you expect a full-blown stuff that goes on for days and every so you are still in the conversation. But I think it's been quite settled right now. No one has come for Burna. It's more like the strategy has not worked out. I can see a couple of Burna Boy fans, especially Benny on Twitter, as well, has been saying a lot about Wizkid. Wizkid, cancelled shows. Wizkid is this and that and everything, and it's just been a whole lot of Wizkid and all of that, and Davido in this whole Burna Boy, conversation about his album. Does Burna Boy have a solid plan for this album, Bigla? Do you think he does have a solid plan?
I think they do. But he's one of the ones who are um damaging the efforts of the guys behind the scene. Because if you look at that response over the weekend now, or the tweets from that new account, the
Yeah.
NSW TV account, you could say that was Burna. It's telling you can't talk to fans like this. It's not. Are you trying to say that the other people who don't buy your tickets, of course, people will misconstrue it as what it is, as what you've just said, and all those responses are just damage control. Then he went further to further damage what they've already controlled.
To say it is not for the message is actually for you, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and does it need this? It doesn't need this. Yeah, are you bigger than that? Of course, you're bigger than that. And what your title says, is that a sign of weakness? I'm sorry, brother. That is a sign of weakness. That's not a sign of somebody who's talking from a place of strength. It's a sign that you're weak.
Do you think Burna is confident about this album, Big Lala?
I don't think he is. He will be worried. I don't because you can't have dropped 3 songs off an album as leader, none of them as hits. By his standards, he himself knows none of those songs are
Yeah,
hits.
by his standards, yeah.
Yeah. So going into the album, you already know. And the reason why I said it's been stop, start is there was a period when he dropped, was it update or yeah, or bundle by bundle. He had this international press thing going, he went on interviews and that was the rollout. That was supposed to be the rollout, the first, right? You
Yeah.
can't drop you are dropping singles towards an album. That's supposed to be your rollout. And then you
Yeah.
know that you go on first runs and first
Yeah.
runs until the album drops. It was a bit of stop, start, stop, start. And that's why where we are right now.
Yeah, and Burna Boy was on the on an Apple Music podcast, or an interview a while ago.
Mm.
And he mentioned something about Wizkid and about Afrobeat. Now, one thing he mentioned about Wizkid was, his own music is speaks about life and everything. Wizkid is all about the babes and enjoyment, which people faulted him for that at that time. I don't have an opinion on it, to be honest. And then he said something about Afrobeat. He said, "I don't do Afrobeat. I do Afrofusion. Afrobeat is just vibes and no substance." No substance, no substance. He clearly mentioned that Afrobeat had no substance. So he's not someone who wants to associate himself with the brand Afrobeat. He's just an Afrofusion guy. He does all types of music and everything. And now people are revisiting that particular interview, say ta 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 and everything. So do we call this a song with substance? Do we call
Not even does this. This one, update
bundle by
bundle
bundle
by bundle, is a complete opposite of what they are speaking.
of what is preached? Yeah, that's what people are saying. That, bro, this wasn't what you were preaching the other time. Afrobeat no get substance, but anytime he released a song. Or when he released it, released update, someone went with a quote under his post. When he released Bundle by Bundle, someone went with that particular interview under his post, and
Yeah.
it just keeps. It seems like that interview is going to haunt him for a while until maybe people start loving the sound again. But right now, it just seems to be like.
Do you think people will love the sound again? People will love the sound, but it's just so much bad impression with Nigerians.
Let me ask you, Lala. Let me ask you:
Yeah.
is Burna Boy a victim of his own standards? That's one. Number two, Bundle by Bundle update. If it was dropped by, if those songs were to be dropped by an emerging artist, do you think people would accept it because the standard is low, or the song is not just good enough, even for an emerging, upcoming, or anybody at all? And is Burna Boy a victim of his own high standards?
Well, is he a victim of his own high standards? I won't say no. He's a victim of his own anyhow behavior towards the Nigerian audience. That's the victim. That's what it is. It's not about his high standards. Like I said, Update is a good song, right? But because you've badmouthed those type of songs in the past, you've brought a lot of bad press about you.
About
Nobody's gonna take you serious when you do things like that. Only your core fans or maybe just neutral music lovers will
yeah,
enjoy it for what it is. So people will just turn it blind because you are not doing you are being a hypocrite basically. You're saying A and doing B, right?
mm,
Now, the other question, if someone else has sang any of this song, would they have banged at that? I really can't say yes or no to that. Bundle by Bundle is not his best work, right? Again, what I see about Burna Boy is you're someone who, you are a product of the kind of music you do in Nigeria. That's what you're a product of. Once in a while, you've come and picked sounds, picked vibes, slangs from the streets, and used it in your what's it called for international
yeah,
acclaim,
yeah,
your music, your shows, you do it yourself, you do all those things. But the same source of where you come and get all these inspiration, if I could say, you coming into the streets, get the lambas, make them go, feature the street guys, you do all these things, and then you now shift on the source of where you get all those inspirations from.
mm,
So what I'm thinking is happening now is there's a lack of inspiration from whatever it is you've gone to do outside of Nigeria.
to
There's a
come
lack of
back home.
inspiration.
Hmm.
You have now decided to come back home to Nigeria and to the kind of music you have badmouthed, right? You
Yeah,
decide to do those sort of songs. And the main people who are responsible, who are the ones who propagate those kind of music to the outside audience, the people underestimate the importance of Nigerian fans. Right? You might claim you don't need it, whether you need it or you don't need it, no problem. Maybe you will go outside and nobody will sing along to your song because they don't really, the first people who relate to this kind of songs are Nigerians.
and Nigerians,
And it,
yes,
and if you
yes,
keep on
I
disrespecting
agree,
Nigerians,
I
they're gonna
agree.
turn off and move on. There's loads of options right now. They'll turn off. It's a shame because it's a beautiful performer. I don't think the what's it called, the switch would be instant. It's still on the high right now, but nobody stays on the high forever. There's
Yeah,
always a new kid on the block who overtakes you.
yeah,
Like, not.
definitely, definitely. And as we move on from Burna Boy, Big Lala, you've talked about a couple of things, and those things, to be honest, they bother me so much, And what is just in my head, what I'm thinking in my head is Burna ever going to get that goodwill from Nigerians back? There seems to be a grouse against Nigerian fans. Maybe when it was coming up, there were not a lot of support. So it's kind of like, I mean, I know when people don't support you when you're coming up, because Obi Asika said it at that time to say, oh, Burna was always kicked out of shows and everything. But those were the gatekeepers of the industry. They are not the fans. So
He doesn't like being Nigerian. According,
exactly, now
they said
you've
that
made it. You've made it. Thank God. You are now, you're literally taking the fans and their gatekeepers and everyone together in the same box and treating them to no. Do your fans well. The gatekeepers can be gatekeepers. You can, of course, you can come back to them and say, duh, like something like that. You can, like in your face kind of thing, but not to your fans. Because when you released Like to Party at that time, you had fans. you had fans. To you, for you to even get nominated for the next created award at that time, it means so there was some sort of listening to your to your songs and everything. So I don't think Burna Boy at any point lacked Nigerian fans, but you know it changed. I don't know why it changed, but there's just
International fame.
a bit of condescending messages,
Yeah.
not rating the fans, thinking that they don't have the money, to when I think Burna Boy just thinks the fans don't you can't afford me. I'm now too I'm above the level,
Mm.
of I saw an interview of, at some point where he said he doesn't like staying in Nigeria. He doesn't there was at some point he was not proud of being in Nigeria.
Yeah,
You know.
I saw it too. I mean, that was the first time I was see that interview, and I
Yeah,
was shocked.
yeah.
This guy does. If it's possible for this guy to claim another country, I think he would gladly take it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if
You
somebody
know,
doesn't want to be Nigerian,
like
then why do we want to mess with
what
him?
could have happened? What could have happened? Yes, the government is bad and everything. We've said it, but still, people still. I'm still Nigerian. You can't say, "Oh, you were ashamed to be a Nigerian." You were to the international media. That was not a Nigerian interview.
That's the marketing.
Do you get me? Do you
That
get
happened years
so
ago.
so
People
so
didn't catch
so
that.
Bonner boy? I wish him all the best. I love Bonner. I love his music. I just wish he could, you know, get around to reconciling with his Nigerian fans. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be done.
Yeah,
It needs
that
to.
ship has sailed.
I think so as well.
Mm. That
Oh
ship has sailed.
gosh.
No.
Nah, that's sad.
He doesn't need us. We don't need him. We got options, man. We got options.
Home is home, Sha. Home is home. Big Lala.
Uh-huh.
Home is home. Hopefully, he recognizes that out. And shout out to Burna Boy. The No Sign of Weakness album is going to drop very soon. Ta ta ta. Yes, the song I cannot wait. Olamide already endorsed that song. You say it is a beds, you know,
Mm.
it's a beds and all of that. Let's talk about Olamide.